What up, Knicks fans? It is Rem.
And I'm Royale.
Yeah, we doing the show a little different today. Shout out to my man, Syfe, man, and the whole Knicks podcast network, Mike Ortiz, Weege, and everybody else. We starting a little different. This is mine and Roy's first show together. Definitely vibe out with us. Do your thing and hit that subscribe button. Please like on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter. Listen on that podcast network. We are out here, KNICKSWORK all day. The title, RJ has taken over. Roy, how you feeling about that?
Yes, he is. He's looking like the guy right now. And I pretty much think at this point of the season, I'm seeing what I would like to see. Lost games. RJ looking like the man. We're seeing what we can possibly have going into not only the off season, so free agents know what they're working with, but also we know what we're going into next season with. Also, we're starting to see some of the kids kind of sneak out there, get a little bit of minutes. We do have some injuries, but you're starting to see more people shine. I'm loving the fact that we're getting a little more Cam Reddish now.
Yeah, Thibbs is playing the kids. Thibbs is playing the kids. We got that in the title too. But real quick, before we even keep going, we're going to talk about RJ, we're going to talk about Rose, we're going to talk about the squad. But I got to hit y'all with this Knicks trivia. We've been doing good with this trivia. I almost got tight at sight for this trivia because I'm like, nah, this is too easy. It's your boy. But I had to read it a little bit closer. Where is my Knicks trivia? RJ Barrett almost dropped 50 points the other night against the Miami Heat. Yes, I said it, the Miami Heat. Who has the Knicks record for the most 50-point games as a Knick? And how many do they have? Throw your answers in the comments. Roy, hold your answer if you do have one. We gonna do that at the end of the show. But definitely, if you don't know this, if you don't know who has the record, I might revoke your Knicks cards. All right? but think about it, Roy. Think about it. Think about it. But like I said, back to where we was. I'm gonna start off with Derrick Rose because we got some news. I know we was a little bit hyped that Derrick Rose was going to be back after the All-Star break, but we had a minor setback. Unfortunately, Derrick Rose did have an infection to that ankle, and he had to have an additional surgery. I don't know the timetable. We don't know, but guys, we are without Derrick Rose again.
Yeah, they're saying probably about a week or two for Derrick Rose. I would say probably 3 weeks at best. We'll probably see him again. It's not something that's going to hold him out for the rest of the season, but he's going to be a few weeks behind.
I feel like it's been the whole season though, Roy. Like I feel like the reason why we in the position we in right now, and it's crazy to say this, but Derrick Rose is the reason why we are not doing. Well, he's one of the key.
I think there's a lot of reasons, but it certainly doesn't help having actually having a real point guard out there that can produce on a nightly basis. Definitely.
And I think Thibbs lost the locker room without D Rose. Without D Rose there to kind of like be his coach on the court, like he lost the locker room, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. But I'm not gonna stay on that for too long. I definitely want to talk about our guy RJ Barrett. You know how I feel about RJ Barrett, guys. You guys have seen me be very critical of our third overall pick, as I feel I should be. But he is definitely coming into his own, and he is doing his thing. Roy, I don't know. Do you have his numbers? Do you want to read his numbers, what he's been doing these last 5 games? Well, better yet, since January 1st, what RJ has been doing in 21 games. He's definitely looked good, and like I said, you could go on the past shows. You could see how critical I've been of RJ Barrett. Y'all seen the DeMar DeRozan trade.
Oh yeah,
he's all of that.
He's wanted to move him for all kinds of pieces.
All types of pieces. DeMar DeRozan being at the top of that, but it's crazy, man. Like you got his numbers up, Roy?
Oh yeah, man. Since January 1st, actually, which is 21 games, he's been averaging 23.7 points per game, 6 rebounds. 3.6 assists, 44, 40, and 68 shooting.
What? 44 and 40? 44 what?
Yeah, 44 field goal percent.
Oh my.
Which is it's pretty average shooting, man. Other than of course the free throw shooting.
Yeah.
But other than that, he's been solid, man. Even in the last 5 games, he's averaging 29.6 rebounds, 4 assists. He's shooting 40% from the 3-point line.
off tangent with the whole free throw shooting thing. This isn't just on RJ because I'm sure you saw that Philly game the other day. Yeah. You know, it would have been it was really a close game. Don't let that final score tell you 125 to 109. It was a very close game. And one thing to point out, the Knicks missed over 10 free throws. And I think if you do that math, it would have been much closer. And at some points, we would have actually been winning the game.
That's pretty much been the trend this season. Losing games by more points than we're missing on free throws. No, but losing games by less points than we've missed on free throws. Yeah,
and that's crazy to me. But RJ, I definitely got to shout RJ out because he's been bugging out. Like, you know, his last 5 games, 30 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists, 40% from the three-point field goal, and not to mention his career high 46 the other night on Miami Heat. Those are no slouches, guys.
Yeah.
This is real deal. And here's what I've always been talking about with RJ Barrett, which was always my issue in prior years, was him taking over and being aggressive. And this is what he's doing. He's like, you know what? Forget you, Julius. This is my squad. I am the captain now. Which he should have did a long time ago. Even last year, as Julius was playing well, I wish RJ would have been more selfish, and he's actually doing that now. So you got any thoughts on RJ? How you feeling about the future? Like,
I believe what you're seeing. I believe what you're seeing is all just maturation, man. He's still young. He can barely buy a drink yet at this point. You know what I'm saying? So it could be a lot to ask him to come into the league, play for a team that's already very demanding.
Yeah, exactly.
And you know, just already start to turn into that alpha dog, but. Even still, it had to take some injuries and him being basically thrown into a spot where he had to do that. And you see that pressure is basically making a diamond right now.
Yo, RJ is such a respectful dude and player because he could have taken advantage of this a long time ago and, you know, taken that spot from Julius Randle, but he played back and he let the game come to him.
Yeah, he's had to figure it out.
Yeah, he had to figure it out, and it's looking like there's some upside right now. So. Definitely seeing some great things. Topic 2. Let's jump into topic 2 because this is something I really want to talk about. It's no secret that Worldwide West, he is blaming Tom Thibodeau for this season. Thibbs is on the hot seat. He's on the hot seat, deservedly so. He's on the hot seat. But Worldwide West, I will not let you violate Thibbs like that. I will not let you violate Thibbs without you taking accountability for your mess and your naps and your napping in the off-season, your failure at the trade deadline, and whatever other nonsense you're doing, Worldwide West. It's unfortunate because we're like, oh, the agents are the guys we should be bringing into our front office. It looked like that ship has sailed for a couple of years now, the Sam Prestis and those guys and all of those guys, but we don't have that over here, Worldwide West. Do not blame this on Tom Thibodeau because this is the coach that you hired, that you believed in, and you thought that was going to take us, and he did a great job last year with the garbage that you guys gave him. It wasn't a great team last year, guys, but we were great defensively. You gave him the pieces he needed, and this year, what did you guys do? Absolutely nothing. You guys got him Evan Fournier and Kemba Walker, who are not defensive players, who are nothing like what Tom Thibodeau has ever had on his team. No, not at all. Not at all. This is what you got him, Worldwide West. So I will not allow you to put all the blame on Thibbs. Now, Thibbs, speaking of Thibbs, please take accountability. Please change your coaching style. It is 22. The year 22, Thibbs. We cannot still be playing like it's 90s basketball or doing certain things. You have to stop the stubbornness and get it together. I'm sorry for my rant, but go ahead, go ahead, Roy, because we need to figure out, do you think Thibbs has turned a new leaf, or is he just being forced to play these guys like Reddish, Sims, Obi? Like, what's up with that? How you feeling?
I mean, I basically think the injury slate is what's really forcing his hand. You're still not really seeing Deuce that much, even though there's certainly room to play him. Yeah. I think that's you know, regardless, maybe Deuce isn't showing what he needs to show in practice or whatever, but I think at this point of the season, you're starting to see a lot of NBA coaches kind of, you know, shift their focus to guys they need to get ready for the next step. Next year, but I think altogether what you're seeing is it's a lot of injuries. So, you know, so you pretty much have to go to Cam Reddish. You have to go to what's his name, Jericho Sims a lot because Nerlens Noel, he's out a lot. Mitch, there's only so much he can hold up, so you don't want to pile on his minutes too much.
Mitch and Jericho, bro, the other day against Philly, I'm not going to lie to you, that was the best. I was so happy to see how they played. Jericho had like 10 boards in 5 minutes. Yeah. And what was so crazy about it, Thibbs did not look at Taj Gibson that night. He didn't look at Taj. He didn't look at Noel. I'm glad you ain't looking at Noel. I don't want to look at Noel. But yeah.
I think for Noel, he has a problem with some type of problem with his foot right now. But I think even with Jericho Sims, I mean, that's kind of baffling because that's something we even seen earlier this season. We've seen flashes of this. I remember the first Hawks game that we played when they had to put Jericho Sims on Clint Capella, and he did a lot to slow him down, and that showed what we have for him. He's not a very tall guy, but he's very strong and he's athletic. Yeah, he's got a good vertical. I
always felt like Sims should have been playing more minutes. He should have been playing, and I feel like this is his time because his skill set isn't something that you need to wait for. It's like he's put him in the game and he'll figure it out as it goes.
Yeah, because I mean, look, when you're playing teams like Charlotte and you play teams like when you got teams in your division like when you got Charlotte, you got even teams like the Sixers, and when you got these even teams that are young and athletic, you're going to need guys like that. You need Jericho Sims on the court. You need Obi Toppin on the court when you're playing the Minnesotas, these teams that have been whooping us. You need athletic guys. You need guys that can run. You need guys that can keep up and really hustle. Taj Gibson, I think anybody can even at this point of the season agree that he needs to sit down. There's absolutely no point in playing Taj. I'm pretty sure at this point Taj might have stepped in and said, "Hey, listen, man."
Taj like, "Yo, Thibbs, they killing you on Twitter, Thibbs." Please.
Yeah. I mean, as far as the front office thing, my opinion on the job they've done hasn't been as extreme as everybody. Of course, there's better that they can do, but I think the signings that they made, it was pretty much what's left. I mean, when you go into the offseason, I remember.
But what's left, though? Come on, like it's what's left because you haven't been aggressive at getting what you need. You haven't been aggressive at chasing.
I mean, we don't know that.
You know,
we don't know that. All I know is every time somebody might be on the move, we're hearing that the Knicks are connected to them somehow. So I don't know what that means. Maybe that means aggression. Maybe that means they're always on the phone call. But people have to want to come here. People have to want to trade players here. People have to want our players in order for us to trade us. I remember when we got the Nerlens Noel news, we can all agree, it wasn't a good signing, didn't work out. But I remember even when they signed him, at that point, there was really nobody left. I think they had to bring back Nerlens Noel. It was the same case as when they re-signed Elfrid Payton. There was really nobody left. Not that I'm defending that or whatever, but that was just an is what is. Alec Burks, I liked Alec Burks. I was cool with that re-signing actually because I think he showed that he can be a very valuable piece on a contending team if you play him in the right spot, which he hasn't. But that's just my take on the front office. Of course, they can do things better, but I also know that we are working with a team that has a stigma. And at the end of the day, people have to want to come here. Teams have to want our players. And we don't know if maybe that's the case.
Yeah, it sucks,
man. It's been a tough task.
Really sucks, but I'm gonna move to topic 3 real quick because we definitely did discuss that. Has Thibbs turned a new leaf? We don't necessarily think so. We think he's being forced into turning his new leaf, but we'll see. We'll stick around and see what happens in this offseason. Is it too early to tank for Ivy?
I think it's time to throw the fatigues on, man. It's about time. It's time to go to war, man.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Look, I agree. I don't think I'm against the whole tank thing because we tank and we're not gonna get who we want. It's
absolutely.
Unless we do the thing that was speculated the first time when we got Patrick Ewing, whatever was speculated when they said, hey, this is it. But and I think that's where the Knicks curse started. But that's another story. But is it time to tank? I don't think it's time to tank, but I also don't think it's time to play for playing because it is no reason for us to be even out there wasting our time at anything, to be honest with you. But tanking, let's see what happens. We do own our pick this year, right?
Yes.
All right, cool. So, guys, let's start watching college basketball. Let's bring up some names and let's see what prospects we like. Let's see what we need and how we can get things moving in the offseason, man. I will not talk about this too much, about the Knicks tanking another season just to get a draft pick. I don't know. I don't want to speak about it.
I think it's kind of saying the same thing, though. If you feel like there's no point in making the playoffs, but you don't want to tank, that's kind of in the middle, though, don't you think?
I know it sounds like it's in the middle, but it's like us tanking. When we're tanking for a purpose. We're tanking to get Zion Williamson, and then we end up with the third pick.
I think,
and then we end up like it's one of those situations. That's why I'm like, just lose your basketball and don't like do it on purpose. Because when you do it on purpose, that's when you get bit in the butt. So just lose your games in peace. At least save some face for Thibodeau. Like, he doesn't deserve this. I don't think Thibbs really deserves to be fired. He just needed a better play system and stuff like that. But we gotta. It's over, guys. It's over.
I think tank. I mean, when I think of the word tanking, I see it as just reshifting your purpose. Not necessarily let's go out there and lose, but let's instead of focusing on winning the games and really making a push, let's focus on going out there and learning things. Let's focus on putting guys out there that we need to put out there and get ready.
That's
and I don't necessarily see it as tanking for Jaden Ivey. But we know, we can secure a lottery pick. So it's, tanking so that we can actually get a good player. At this point, it doesn't make sense to make the playoffs. It doesn't make sense to go to try and get to the play-in, because I think that may even set a bad example to show the team. I mean, look, you guys can basically just half-A it all season and then, just turn it up when it matters.
Yeah.
I don't even, that necessarily may not be the thing to do either. So, put yourself in position to improve your team next season. Get a good draft pick.
Yo, before I'm going to get to the closing thoughts real quick. I'm going to get to the closing thoughts. And before I even do so, I am going to give a shout-out to Weege because, again, Weege called this. He called this. He said that we were going to have a good season last season, and he said it was going to be downhill. Possibly no playoffs, last seed, something like that, and he is on the money with that. Weege, I was with you too. Let's remember that. So shout out to you, Weege. And let me get to the closing thoughts. My man Van Gundy, was this Jeff or Stan? I need to know which Van Gundy said this. Jeff Van Gundy, former Knicks coach, he said that even if we make it to the playoffs, we do not deserve to be there. Is that true, Roy?
I mean, as far as deserve to be there, I mean, I think if you compete well enough to mathematically, make it there, then you do what you need to do. You deserve to be there. But hey, life isn't about what you deserve, man. It's about what you can earn.
What you work for, right?
Facts.
Facts. I'm in agreement with Jeff Van Gundy. They don't deserve to be there, but I'm in full agreement with what you said. I don't think that point really
means anything, deserve or whatever. At the end of the day, just doesn't make sense to be there. It just doesn't make sense.
We got a lot to do, New York Knicks. It's a lot going on. But I'm going to get to this trivia answer before we go. Again, RJ Barrett almost dropped 50 points on the other night against the Miami Heat. Who has the Knicks record for most 50-point games, Roy?
Shoot, I want to take a guess and say it's been Bernard.
Bing, bing, bing.
Hey.
Baseline fade away like Bernard King. And how many does he have?
Shoot, I got to throw a number out there. I definitely don't. I'll say 6.
Ooh, he was close. Bernard King has 8 for his career, but as a Knick, he has 5. 5 50-point games. My man Bernard King, you already know the deal. That's all I have. Roy, you have anything else to speak about with these abysmal New York Knicks, these Knicks that we are following and covering?
Oh man, I mean at this point I really don't want to say much. It just is what it is, man. I'm just getting more and more detached from this season.
It is what it is. You hear two devoted Knicks fans. When
it is what it is.
We still here. We still here throughout all of the pain and anguish. But like I said, we have the offseason to look for. We have Jaden Ivey and so much others to look forward to. Without further ado, it's your man's Rem.
And I'm Royale.
And on behalf of Syfe and the whole KNICKSWORK, we are out. Peace, my boys and girls.